All right, all right. Here we are at the Living in Durango podcast with our guest, Mark Palmer. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you. Yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We're doing this at the church, which is really cool. Mark's pastor here at the River Church, our pastor. And so I'm super excited to dive into your story today and learn more about you. And yeah, so let's dive in.
Awesome. Let's do it.
So yeah, tell me how you ended up in Durango and just maybe a little background on just your life and your story and all that good stuff.
Sure. So I came to Durango back in 1992 to go to college here.
Okay.
So alum, stayed here the entire time.
Nice.
Fell in love with Durango.
How did you choose Fort Lewis?
Well, we came here growing up, went vacationing here, stayed at the United Campground.
Okay.
North of town.
Yeah.
Put pennies on the track, watch the train go by,
Yes.
wave at everybody, and go to Mesa Verde.
Yep.
Hang out there. My dad's a big fisherman, so all the
Nice.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we'd come here, we go camping.
Where were you guys from originally?
Came from Boulder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
So Colorado native.
Yeah.
And
But you guys vacationed in Durango, even living in Boulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was far enough away.
Yeah.
That you're still enjoying the mountains, enjoying the outdoors, but yeah, it's away.
Different.
It's different.
Different than
Yeah,
Boulder.
Different, and especially back then, it was a lot smaller.
Okay.
And so just a littler town,
Yeah.
mountain town type of a thing. So
Yeah.
it was a good place of vacation.
That's awesome.
So we came down, my dad and I, the Christmas 1991, my senior year of high school, and it was between here and the college up in Grand Junction.
Okay, Mesa.
Yep. That one. So I'm coming here, Fort Lewis. It's on top of that mesa. I'm looking at the mountains. They're covered with snow.
Ooh.
It just was just that little bit of separation from being in town.
Yeah.
And just the quiet.
It is really quiet up there.
And loved it.
Yeah.
And so, coming vacationing here and loved it. And so just the whole vibe, the whole scene up there, and it seemed like a good fit. Going up to Grand Junction, nothing bad about Grand Junction, but it wasn't where I was really feeling it. I mean, it was in town. It was just dirty. I mean,
Yeah.
Winter. So,
Yeah.
But all that being said, Durango was my choice and Fort Lewis. And then coming here, it just stuck. I loved it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So fell in love with the beauty and just the atmosphere, the feeling, all of that. And then what did you go to school for?
I started with a biology degree.
Okay.
That didn't go too well. So,
I was never good at biology either. So
I was done there. But I went into mass communications.
Okay.
And so really had a great time working with the radio department.
Nice.
UR there at the fort, and had a show for a little while, did some big band stuff.
Okay.
And,
wait, like band?
Well, I was part of the choir up there.
Okay.
At Fort Lewis, but I was doing the big band style of music, lounge music.
Oh,
Frank Sinatra, Dean
okay.
Martin, stuff like that.
You're gonna have to educate me on that stuff. I'm just like, what do you mean, like band? Like,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
But did the choir up there as well, and
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun. But,
you can sing. Can you give us a little number?
Well, yeah, just he's always happy. He never looks mean, even if the sun should come in between. The man in the moon is smiling 'cause he's in love. The man in the moon is smiling 'cause he's in love with the girl of the world.
Woo!
There you
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I cannot sing like that. Maybe in the shower.
Maybe in the shower. Good acoustics.
Yeah, just about it. Shower, car. That's awesome. So you stuck it out, went choir, radio, all of that, and then you switched majors to communication.
I stayed, in that communications degree is where I was able to do all the radio stuff, the radio broadcasting.
Yep.
And did a little bit with production, TV production, those types of things, just with all of that degree.
Yep.
And then got involved with a ministry called Young Life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
cool.
I was a leader there, and that works with high schoolers, kind of a non-denominational ministry outreach thing. And started hanging out with them, and that was really kind of where I got this sense of, hey, there's something bigger that I want to be doing. Love communications, love being on the radio. It was so much fun. Love doing all the production.
Yeah.
Telling stories.
Yep.
And it just got a little bit deeper though. And so working with the high school, hung out with a lot of the soccer players, did a lot at sporting events and that type of a thing, but just knew that there was something more that was kind of stretching me, reaching me, calling me out to do.
Yeah. So you were like, hey, Young Life is good. It's kind of, checking that box, so to speak, of something that's bigger than just being on the radio type of thing.
Yeah. And, for a lot of us, I think we're looking for something a little bit bigger than ourselves and something that we can give to or serve.
Yeah.
And for me, helping those high schoolers out, kind of tick that box in a way. Just there was something more satisfying, more gratifying than just, going to class and being on the radio.
100%.
Those things were feel good, right? I'm having my radio show and getting the pats on the back. Hey, that was a great show. That was a lot of fun. And, stuff like that. But then doing Young Life, seeing these high schoolers just start to figure things out and dig into a little bit more in life was huge and was such an impact for me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. I've always said, like, when your why becomes bigger than you, then that's when it, like, things really pull you through. Cause I think everybody goes through hard times, but when there is that why, it's like, hey, I'm showing up for these kids, right? Yeah. Even when I don't feel like it, like I'm showing up for something that's bigger than me. And I think when people find whatever that is for them, it really is fulfilling and game changing. It's like they're starting to operate in their passion, or in their calling almost.
Yeah.
So awesome. So, okay. Went to college, and then why did you stick around?
Yeah. So when I was, it was probably my junior year, doing Young Life and was just kind of thinking about the next steps, where's my future going, all that stuff. And just really was falling in love with Durango even more and more. And just desiring, gosh, I don't know, this place is just so good.
Yeah.
And didn't want to leave. And so I still wanted to hang out with high schoolers. I still wanted to do ministry. I didn't know that Young Life was necessarily that next step.
Yeah.
But I was telling my friends, I'm like, man, if I could be a youth pastor in this town. I mean, I grew up in church.
Okay.
And so, walked in my faith for a long time.
Yeah.
And was like, if there was a job that would be the dream job in Durango, working with high schoolers and middle schoolers.
And living in Durango.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm jumping on it.
Yeah.
And about that time, I was attending this church. At the time, it was called New Life Chapel.
Okay. How long ago was that, probably?
I think we changed the name in 2009.
Okay.
2009.
Cool.
Yeah. Or no, I'm sorry. Around that. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I've been here a long time. I've been here for 27 years. So I started in 1996.
Okay. That's not common.
No. Yeah. It's
for like just pastors and youth pastors and church. Like, it's very, in the industry, I feel like there's a lot of kind of hopping around for a while. I mean, people do stay for whiles, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, in this community, I felt called to this town, not just to this church particularly, but more of how can I just serve this community? How can I help Durango? And that's grown as the roles that I've been in have grown.
Yeah.
So I met my wife here in the church.
Okay. You met her here?
I met her here.
Where? We're sitting here now, so I want to see it.
I'm kind of, I was sitting in the back over there, kind of on the stage right side, and she walked by with her friend, and I'm like, "Who is that chick, man? She is fine." And so, just random chance. Her roommate and a buddy of mine, the three of us worked together at a camp.
Oh, cool.
And so then the four of us were hanging out one summer, and the two of them had to leave, and my wife Jill stuck around.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Lucky
you.
Hanging out.
Cool.
Yeah.
So did you ask her on a date or what? How did that work?
I was coming in at the time. We were doing 2 services, and I came in, and she was sitting by herself. So I walked up, checked how I smelled, and came up and sat with her. And then after church was done, I was a youth pastor still at that point.
Okay.
And as church finished up, I'm like, so you want to go to lunch? And I think it's now Primo's or Primo.
Okay.
Restaurant Primo, but it was Skinny's.
Primus? Primo? Where's Primo?
Primus.
Is that what you're talking about?
Primus. Yeah,
okay.
It's Primus. It was Skinny's.
Skinny's.
So, she likes Mexican. It was fajitas.
Nice.
Fajitas for 2, so we shared.
Perfect.
It was quite the move. I tried.
Yeah. Well, it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
And 3 kids later.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
We're still. We've been married for 23 years because we got married in February of 2020. So,
that's awesome. Yeah. So you're coming up on 24.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Exciting. Thank you.
That's sweet.
Yeah. So being here for as long as I have not always been the youth pastor, although that was the desire. I mean, I want to be that 60-year-old youth pastor that the kids were calling pops,
Yeah.
But that I'm equipping and helping emerging leaders, young leaders step up and just kind of find their calling.
Okay.
But I did youth ministry for 11 years.
Wow.
And
That's a long time too.
yeah. And then God, I just felt this calling, this direction to finish up with youth ministry, step into kids ministry.
Okay.
I did have 2 kids at the time.
All right.
One on the way.
Yeah.
So it was time. My heart was kind of growing in that way of just bigger. I started seeing more families, and my heart was going out to young families with little kids where I was at.
Yeah.
And just going, how can we help walk through life with young kids and help them grow? How can we parent and just kind of deal with a lot of the struggles and the situations that young families walk through, And so did that for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. And from there, I've kind of done different things throughout the church. It's kind of been a training through on-the-job training.
Yeah.
And then became the worship and creative arts pastor.
All right. Nice. That's made sense because of the voice.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. And the stage design. And
oh, wow. So you designed this?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
And one of the other.
This is nice. This is like the nicest platform that I've done a podcast on. So
thanks.
This is sweet.
Yeah. So a little bit of this and a lot of music and some creative arts stuff at the same time. And just trying to do a whole cohesive design for the pastor that was here at the time.
Okay, cool.
And, and then he stepped down, and it was at that point that I kind of felt like it was now time for me to walk into that role, and that was 2012.
Okay, nice. So it's been 13 or 11 years?
11 years.
Yeah, sweet. Awesome. That's awesome. So you've seen the town change, the church change. You've seen people come and go. You've seen a lot in this town compared to, I just feel like there's so many people always moving here, and the town is growing pretty fast. So it's not always common to find someone who's been here for a good amount of time. So, and all in the same spot. So, which is awesome. At least not like obviously positioned, but so you've seen a lot of things happen, which is cool. With just living in Durango, what has been some of your favorite parts about living here?
That's a good question. I love the desire for community that is in this space. You still see people that down on Main.
Yep.
You smile, you wave, you have a couple minutes of catching up, and you then just continue on your day.
Yep.
Or you see somebody in the cafes downtown.
Always
There's always somebody, and I know that. Me being a pastor of a larger church in town, I'm seeing a lot of people no matter where I go.
Yeah. That's the feel I feel like for most people, who've been here for a little bit. You can't go to the store, can't go to the coffee shops, you can't go anywhere without at least seeing somebody. And like you said, saying hi, and like I saw you the other day.
Yeah.
Just popped in there, coffee. Oh, hey, So that's a cool thing to notice. I don't think that's really been pointed out, before is that type of.
And I hear a lot that in different places in our country, people are so focused on walking, getting from one place to the next, and to not smile or to not have eye contact with somebody. And to be able to have that kind of sense of community in this town I think is unique, special. And you definitely, there might be some people that would argue differently, but for me, it's been rare for me to just feel unwelcome in this community.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Even if I'm saying, hey, where's Florida Street?
Yeah.
Or,
that's a joke. For those who don't know, you can tell somebody's not from here if they call this street right out here Florida Street, because it's spelled just like Florida, but it's pronounced Florida. Yeah. Right. So if you want to be a true Durango Ian, it is called Florida.
That's right. Yeah. It's kind of one of those unspoken secret.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you're from Colorado, that's Buena Vista rather than Buena Vista. Or Ouray, not
Ouray.
Some of those things. So Florida, you're talking to a local or somebody that's been around for a while. But in any case, even when you say that,
you're still welcome.
You're still welcome. And people
will just know. People just know.
They just go, okay.
You're from Texas. Just joking.
Yeah.
We love Texans.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a great place to be. And I love it. So growing up in Boulder, we got Boulder Creek going through town.
Yeah.
And it's a creek. It's not huge, but it's a larger
creek,
moving body of water.
Okay.
But it's nothing like the Animas. You can't, people tube down Boulder Creek, but you don't have rafters going through town.
Yeah.
And that's such an awesome thing.
It is a really special thing to have a huge body of water flowing through your town.
Yeah. So you got water flowing through town. I love fly fishing, so I don't have to go that far.
Yeah.
I can just hit a few holes downtown,
Yep.
take a couple hours or take an hour on my lunch break.
Yeah.
You know, and in the summertime, I just put on some sandals, pair of shorts, and I'm in the water.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fishing around rafters.
Yeah.
Wave at them from time to time, but you know, fishing's good. It's all
Yeah.
gold medal water. So
It is. Yeah.
what that means is that it's prime big fish all through town. But I mean, it's catch and release, which is nice. Don't like to eat trout, so
okay.
to let them go is a good thing. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I knew it was cold water, like basically through town, which is awesome because I mean to have such prime fishing right in the middle of where you live is nice. Literally, I mean you could ride a bike there in probably 3 minutes from here. Yeah. But I mean you can get there pretty quick.
Yep, it's really Durango in itself, because it's in this valley. And the Animus goes through that valley. It's really easily accessed. Yeah, from pretty much anywhere in town. Yeah. So it's really nice, and I love that. And so, and I'm just, I don't know. I know that we're talking Durango and just kind of why I'm here and how I'm here. But the thing is that I'm here partially because I know that I'm called here. But the other part of it is just this love of the outdoors. And I know that a lot of people are drawn here because of the outdoors. Yeah. There's so much to do, and
there really is. I mean, it's an outdoor playground. I mean, you got everything from hiking and biking to trails to kayaking to floating to fishing to lakes to hunting and all of the stuff. Mountain bike or BMX and like the motocross. Yeah, I mean, there's so much.
And then, I mean, you can go just a little bit into the mountains and you've got skiing and snowboarding, obviously, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing. In the summer, there's amazing trails to go all over the place in your four-wheel drive. And we love doing that as well.
Okay, so nice.
It's a playground.
It really is. So, and then you can go to the desert if you want to. I mean, Moab's 3 hours away. You know, go into the desert, you know, south, and you got everything that's just super close. So it's like that corridor. I mean, it's really, I mean, it's being found out, but it's more of it's still, I feel like, hidden in some ways. It's like when people come here, they're like, oh, now we don't want anybody else to find it.
But they're happy to have found it, you know.
They are. They are. A question popped in my head, and it's a little more serious of a turn, but it came because you said there's such a strong community here, and I agree with you 100%. With that said, there's also a high suicide rate, and is an issue, and I know it's an issue in a lot of mountain towns, but it is here. And so, you know, why do you feel like that is in the midst of, you know, all this beauty and all this, you know, community and all of that?
Yeah. So from the last time that I had read the statistics on this, we have, if not the highest in the state, one of the highest in the country for female suicide rates. Okay. And, you know, there's expectations, I think, that are put on women in this community and even our kids, to that matter. Because we do have a high suicide rate amongst young people as well.
Yeah, we do.
And, you know, the unspoken drug use in this community, there is quite a bit of meth and those types of things in this community that you don't really hear about in the newspaper blotter and all that stuff. Yep. But, you know, the idea that because it is so outdoorsy, and the expectation is to be so fit and to be able to do all these things and to have this, I don't know,